Now, I know we've all heard a lot about sunsetting in the last few weeks and months. There's been a lot of things that have been said, and the general consensus seems to be that a lot of the Destiny 2 community really isn't happy with the way that Bungie has handled things. Now, I don't want anyone watching this video to just think that this is going to be another video complaining about sunsetting and trying to convince you about how mad you should be. I really hope to offer a bit of a different perspective and give you a little bit of hope for what's to come in Destiny 2. As I'm sure you know if you're watching this video, pretty soon, things are going to be a bit different in Destiny. Icy space magic, a cool new planet to crash your Sparrow off the edge of, and plenty of new bosses to take down. But there are some other sides to this. We're going to be losing access to many of our favorite weapons for both PvE and for PvP. Mountaintop, Recluse, Revoker, 21% Delirium, a lot of the armor we worked hard to acquire and upgrade, and many, many more items will all be going away in the next season, the beginning of Beyond Light. While we'll still be able to use a lot of this gear in General Crucible, we won't be seeing the benefits of our hard work in seasons past in the light-scaled activities like raids, competitive PvP, and even Trials of Osiris. Now, let's be honest here. It's not an amazing feeling to have so many of our hard-earned accomplishments taken away in one fell swoop like what will be happening in just a matter of weeks. To be totally honest, I only just came back to Destiny 2 after a long hiatus. In the time since I have, I made sure to grind out many of the pinnacle weapons that are commonplace in the activities that we Guardians do week to week, if for no other reason than just to enjoy them while I could. Beyond Light will realistically mark the end of an era for many in the community. There's some big changes coming soon, and I'll admit, I'm not exactly sure how things are going to shake out in the end. Despite the fact that there are so many unknowns at the moment, I really do think that there are reasons to be hopeful. One of the biggest reasons, in my opinion, can be taken from other MMOs and games like World of Warcraft and Escape from Tarkov. Now I know what you're thinking. Josh, what the hell do games like WoW and Tarkov have to do with Destiny 2? And the answer is, surprisingly, really a lot. While they both employ differing methods to do so, they both in a way reset player power levels by restricting the availability of high-tier items and forcing players to do new and old grinds alike in order to regain their lost power. Whether it's items like Shadowmourne in World of Warcraft or that spicy meta M4 build in Tarkov that kept your character alive and fighting, there was an expiration date to each. With each raid tier, release, and wipe, things began anew and the grind begins again. There's a feeling of lost progress and power, but ultimately, for these games, this is an understood outcome and one that ultimately can keep content fresh and interesting. The expiration date of content allows for developers to improve upon what works and ensure that what doesn't work can be fixed. To be entirely fair, with Destiny, this expiration date has never really been in sight. As far as we've known for the past few years, the only reason to change weapons or armor has been if something better has come along. We've still had the option to infuse that sweet midnight coup from year 1, if that's the hand cannon we prefer, even if the random roll Waking Vigil or Austringer might give us an advantage in our chosen content. The semi-sunsetting of year 1 items by the introduction of random rolls and Armor 2.0 was a preview of what's to come in Beyond Light, and I think from that, we can take an important lesson. Like Tarkov wipes and WoW expansions, Beyond Light will hopefully allow Bungie to create a better experience for all Destiny players. And given how stale Destiny has become in recent years, Beyond Light may bring a welcome set of changes that can define the way Destiny can evolve in the future. Additionally, I think there's reason to be hopeful because of the weapons we already have that have an extended expiration date. For example, we have the Trials weapons like Eye of Soul, Astral Horizon, and the Summoner. These weapons have strong perk sets that will be competitive in PvE and PvP activities until way past when we lose viability in our favorite pinnacle and raid weaponry. If nothing else, Bungie will need to create weapons and armor that can compete with the things that we already have in order to encourage us to cycle the new items into our loadouts. With this being said, I'm just as concerned as many of you are that we'll end up seeing reskins and recycled content. Adored, or rather beloved with a side of Scarf, has given us a glimpse into what might happen if Bungie decides to recycle more than they develop. It's frustrating, sure, but I think that for now, we might want to have a little faith instead of just being afraid for what's to come. Many of us will continue to play Destiny despite our concerns and frustrations, because all in all, we enjoy the game and the adventures that we have with our friends. Sunsetting may be causing many of us anxiety about what's to come and what seems like the end, and for a good reason. It's because it is the end. Like I said earlier in the video, Beyond Light marks the end of an era for this community. Ultimately, that's the point that I'm trying to make. Sometimes, it's that end that gives the developer a chance to create something better in the new beginning. I know that WoW and Tarkov are not exactly parallels to something like Destiny. Players in Destiny have a significant attachment to their favorite weapons and armor pieces, and this version of sunsetting is something totally new to this community. What I think can be drawn from these other games is that this is not the end. Bungie has a significant opportunity here to create something great and make sure that Destiny has the longevity that they really want it to. Anyway, thank you to everyone who watched the video to this point. If nothing else, leave a comment below and let's have a discussion about this. Do you have any experiences with other games that give you hope about what sunsetting can do for Destiny? Or do you think I'm just totally off base? What are you looking forward to or not about BL? Either way, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a good one.